Happy new month, December, to all of you out there, raiders and non-raiders. In this video, I want to tell you about what's coming this new month in Raid Shadow Legends. Yes, we are starting this new month hot with an event you might not find attractive or even interested in, but it's my duty to tell you that it's coming, and I'm just going to do that. Personally, I'll tell you even before even announcing the event, it's a 10x event and I'm not going to be participating in it. I just have to tell you the champions that are available in case that's something you're up to this close to PT, you're just one shot away from PT, then you can go for this and get these champions if you want them. That's the only reason why you should put for a 10x. Let's get right into them. The first champion, the biggest champion that is available in this 10x is a Void legendary champion, one of the best in Raid from the Lizardman faction, and his name is Krisk the Ageless. Yes, if you do not own this champion already, this will be an opportunity for you to get him from your Void shard if you pull shards on the 2nd of December. That's when this event is starting on a Friday, so it will run the entire weekend, Friday, Saturday, and most likely Sunday. So if you pull your Void shards on any of those days, you have a 10 times chance that the legendary champion you pull might be a Krisk. Again, 10 times events are a scam, not just because you have a very high chance of not even getting the advertised champion, is because we've been talking about it for so long and nothing is being done about it, because you get first legendary, second legendary, even up to 5 legendaries, and none of them is the one that is advertised. That's also a disclaimer right there, that it's not because there's a 10x that you must guarantee that this champion will drop when you pull a legendary. No, it's a 10-time chance, and that's a very low chance. So I still have to stress that in every video, that 10x events are a scam, and I am not going to be going for them until it is improved into a 20x or a 30x. Even if I'm this close to PT, if I pull my shards and I hit that legendary, there is a very likely chance that I will not get the one that is advertised. All right, so that's Krisk the Ageless, the Lizardman, the first one and the topmost champion in this 10x that is currently going on right now on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I already have this champion on my roster. I'm trying to enjoy him first, understand him, know how he works. I've already built him. I've already got masteries on him. I'm trying to understand his kit better, find out how I can use him in all content before I put a guide out there for you guys. So I'm trying to really enjoy him before I make a tutorial video or a champion spotlight for Krisk. So expect that very soon on the channel if you did pull him or if you have him. The next champion is not that hot. It's not a champion I will go for at all, even if I am close to PT. His name is Archbishop Pintroy. I think it was a what do you call it? It was a fusion, right? Secret Order. I think he's the one with the big cross on his head. Archbishop Pintroy, right? Was he a fusion? Roskar the Tower. There he is. Oh, it's not a champion I own. Archbishop Pintroy was not a fusion, and I think it was just a normal champion released into the game. If it was a fusion, I would have owned it. That's what I mean. So he's known for this. He's huge. Whatever he has on this head, I don't know whether it's a bird cage or one of these things they put in their Roman churches. But his character design is awesome. That's one thing I love about him. It's not a champion I know much about. I think he's a healer or heal reduction. If this is a champion you want to go for, go ahead. I just know that he's not one that a lot of people are crazy about in Raid Shadow Legends, and I'm not going to bore you with all their extremely slow details and all that. But that's the second 10x champion. Is available when you pull this champion. Is not a Void champion, so you have to pull this from Ancients or from Sacred Shards, right? So you can pull your Ancients, your Sacred Shards, and your Void Shard during this 10x to get any of these champions that is advertised. Archbishop Pintroy is the second one. Check his skill out and see if it's one that you want to go for. The next one that I'm excited about, the one that a lot of players who are just coming into the game or who are coming to end game but they missed out on his fusion. I'm heading over to, no, not Shadow King, to the Dwarves faction. That's where he belongs, and his name is Brogni. Under Priest, Brogni is one of the best champion in Raid Shadow Legends in terms of endgame content, Doom Tower, PvE content. I mean, especially I've seen him being used a little bit in PvP too, but he shines more in PvE than PvP in terms of that champion that makes it possible to build those teams that can take on the clan boss and do high amount of damage by increasing the value of the shield repeatedly. Those teams, it's not unkillable teams, I forgot what they are called, whether they're forever teams or what is that, just goes on forever with endless shields. He's also awesome for that. Yes, I own this champion already, and is not going to be something I will be pulling for. He's known to place this big shield right there and also a block debuff buff right there on your allies, and also has a way of also increasing the value of those shield. An awesome champion that you will not regret getting in Raid Shadow Legends. You definitely put masteries on him, put books on him, and take him everywhere. He keeps your entire team alive. Also, when they take damage from his shield, he gets healed. Enemies who hit that shield get damage. He's just a crazy champion to use in every content, even in the Hydra. That's where I'm currently using him the most right now in one of my Hydra teams, and also in Doom Tower when I cannot go against those teams that hit you extremely hard. And now some champion to put in a shield set or in a damage set. He works either way. Alright, but most people use him in survival role than a damage dealer. Under Pierce Brogni is the third legendary champion, and the final legendary champion in this 10x that is available for you to get is Valkyrie, and she is from the Barbarian faction. That's the champion I do not own all this time that I've been playing Raid, and she is known to place shield and counter attack, right? She's one of those champions that places counter attack not just on one ally, not just on the allies, but also on herself. Places shield buff on all allies for 3 turns and a counter attack on all allies for 2 turns. The value of the shield and the damage inflicted is proportional to this champion's defense. So her shield is not based on HP. It's a very unique thing that her shield is based on defense. Therefore, this champion is kind of hard to kill. And there is something that is crazy about her in the arena. This champion's turn meter will be increased by 10% each time an enemy places a buff on themselves. So when you come into the arena and you do your arbiter increase attack, this next thing you know, this Valkyrie is taking a turn, even if it was not her turn. Because you placed increased attack on 4 champions, you automatically gave her a chance to take a turn and put shield on all her allies. That's something that is unique about her. Other champions that have something similar like that is maybe what's her name now, Molly, who when you hit her, she does boost the turn meter. But Valkyrie, you don't need to even hit her for that to happen. Just put buffs on yourself and you automatically give her a huge turn meter increase right there, and she'll just get her turn really fast whenever it's not even her turn. This shield is on a very low cooldown, 3 turn cooldown, so it will happen a lot in battle. Before the first shield is out, before you take it down, the next thing she's using this skill again in battle. So sometimes when I come across teams like this, I like to kill the Valkyrie off first in PvP content before you focus on anybody else. You just keep shielding them and making counter attack hit you really hard. A champion who can also be built in attack stats. People do put her in high defense and high crit damage. Yes, some nuking Valkyries are out there in the arena. So just pray you don't come across them, because you least expect this skill to take your entire team down, but it does happen. High defense champion, and she's awesome for that content. It's one that I'm hoping to get soon. Now, for early game players who get this champion, PvP content is not where you're hoping to use her. She just comes to the clan boss and goes crazy. Just like Skull Crusher can help you in the clan boss, Valkyrie takes it to a whole new level of assistance, not just placing counter attack but also with a shield. So she's not a liability, and like Skull Crusher does counter attack and ally protection, her counter attack does not come with ally protection, unfortunately. But that's a good thing, so she doesn't take all that damage that is coming in from the allies. Alright, that's Valkyrie, the 4th legendary. Now the other 4 champions that I'm going to be looking at right now are epic champions, because you know 10x like this usually also include epics. So if you feel these are champions that you need, you can go for them. The first epic champion that is available is Kha'Zix from the Lizardmen faction for this 10x, and he's one that is not that popular. Where is he? He's not that popular in Raid because people have better options. But right now on the New to Pro series, I'm currently building this champion up, getting masteries on him with the hopes that I'll use this skill that removes all debuffs from all allies and then places a block debuff buff and a shield for 2 turns. So I'm hoping to use him on my team, on my clan boss team, so I can have a champion that will place block debuff buff for me, so I can stop taking the stun and all the debuff that the clan boss is trying to put on my team. I have no other champion in my team to have this block debuff buff except Kha'Zix. That's why I'm building him out. But a normal day, this is not a champion that I would normally take to 60 or use. I'll put him at 50, and it works awesome for faction wars as a supporting character, as a supporting role. This champion you want to take to 60 are champions who are maybe going down or reviving and all that, but he's not doing all that, so it usually works fine at 50. But for that clan boss team, I need him to be 60 to add a little bit to the damage while he's going there with this 3 to 4, is it 4 to 3 ratio, just like Sepulchre Sentinel. So when I finally get that team working, I'll show it off. But as this champion, what he's gonna do for my Noob to Pro series, I don't know where else you to use him besides Faction Wars. That's where he's best known for. But he's a champion that if he's one of the first epic you own, remember his Void affinity. That means you have to pull Void Shard to get this champion in this 10x. And yeah, he's an awesome champion. Has a 75% chance of stealing random buffs from each enemy. He does a lot for wave content, not just. I'm going to be using it for clan boss for this skill especially. That's why I wanted to mention that he's not that bad. He's not a champion you just discard and never build. No, he's worth building for general content if you don't have better options. Just like my Noob Pro does not have better options right now. That's the first epic. The next one is from the Sacred Order Romero. Sacred Order, it's also not a popular champion, an epic champion right there, one that everybody seems to be forgotten about, and also for good reason. This is a champion that I've never really built in raid, but I've seen what he can do in the arena. I've seen that he can also do a heal, continuous heal. He keeps your team alive. He's a supporting character, right? Defense-based support character. So shield, increase defense on this champion for 2 turns while he's placing shield on all the allies. He does a lot of stuff for your team, but basically it's a champion that's supposed to help you with your team alive. Support champion does heal and a bunch of other stuff that I'm not really interested in knowing. So this is not a champion you want to pull for. But even if you get him, I don't think he's worth building in this current meta. He's just, he needs a buff. That's what I think. It's not a champion that I would normally think that why would Raid put this champion in a 10x? I don't get it. I'm looking at him now. Why? I don't get it. We have so many better epic champions in Raid. What about the Vogot? What about... Anyways, you can't always get great champions in 10x because maybe they put Krisk. You think they'll put other better epic champions. Maybe give people a Mordecai, you know, a Geomancer. There are other champions you could have added to a 10x besides a Romero. Don't build him. I'm not going to build him even in Noob Pro if I own that champion. It's not what... What about a Deacon? There are other champions that could have been part of this 10x. But anyways, the next one is Burangiri. He's from the Shadow King faction. This champion was made famous by being one of the champions that can help you beat the Boomer boss. But now we have other ways of doing it than Burangiri. He's now known on my team as a champion I use for the Shadow King faction wars 21 only. Yes, that's where I use him. Originally, I took him to 60 because I thought he could solo the Boomer boss, which was hard for me to do back when I was doing my Doom Tower series. But he never got to the point where he did that role for me because I now had better options, like a full team who can take in the damage and beat the boss. But he is known to solo it because he can do heals continuously on himself and keep himself alive while doing those War Master procs or something. So he's a champion worth checking out. He can help your team to stay alive because that's what he does for me in my faction wars. He has this strengthening that he places on them. I think he also has, is he a provoke? A stun right there. 40% chance of placing stun debuff for 1 turn. 40% booked to 60%. It's not that bad. So he can do a stun right there, and also heals this champion 50% of their max HP whenever an ally or an enemy dies. Basically, he heals himself. Whenever the bombs die, he heals himself. I think that's what he's known for. That's the provoke I was looking for. A1 provoke right there. 50, what? How many chance? 30%, 40% chance of landing that provoke on that A1. So he's not the best legendary, epic champion, but for this faction, he really helps my ninja stay alive when I go in there with all those other squishier champions right there. So that's what I use for only faction wars. So if you're struggling with Shadow King, that's where he can help you. If you're struggling with a Boomer boss, he can also help you there. In general content, early game players might build him to level 50 to help them take through some dungeons, but he's not an awesome champion right now in this meta. There are better ones that you can own. The next one is from the Sylvian Watchers, the newest faction to be added into the Raid Shadow Legends franchise. And this champion is called Dudren the Runic. That's it right there. It's not the one that I own. It's not one that I'll be pulling shards for, because until this faction is open and launched, I don't think it's one that I'll be, going crazy about trying to get champions for them, because I've completed faction wars. Even on the Noob to Pro that I've not completed faction wars, I'm not going crazy about getting this champion, because I feel like eventually, while you're pulling ancient shards for 2x, pulling sacred shards for 2x, you will eventually get all these champions. even duplicates of them. So there's no need to go crazy on them on a 10x, except it's one that you really want. Like I need a Sepulka so bad on my Note Pro. If there was a 10x for Sepulka, maybe I'll think about it. But hey, we can't always get what we want in Raid Shadow Legends. We can get events like this out of the blue. We always expected this weekend to be a 10x. So there's no news about it. These are the 10x champions. I just wanted to let you know what's coming so you can always prepare to skip them and save all your shards for next weekend when we will be pulling shards for a 2x secret. That's the time to pull your shard, not this weekend. Save everything. Remember, the December fusion is coming. 10x is not the time to pull your shard. Then when the December fusion comes around, you have nothing to pull for the summon rush and the champion chase events that will be part of that fusion. So save all your shards for that fusion. Hopefully it's one that is worth pulling for, and of course we'll always let you know if it's gonna be a good champion or a mere champion or a totally bad crappy champion that nobody should go for. We'll always be candid about it, always giving our personal opinions about this champion based on our experience in raid. So that's always influences our decisions right here. Let me know if you'll be pulling for this 10x. If after all these warnings and this thing I've given to you, that's pretty dumb. If you're that crazy about Chris the Ageless, maybe that's the only exception that you can go for this. If you just pull your voice shard or buy voice shards, you want Chris so bad. I obtain him on a normal day, so I'm chilling. But this is not one that everybody can achieve in raid. A Chris is one that is hard to get. So I totally understand if you have to buy some packs just to open a lot of voice shards to obtain a Chris. If you're very competitive about PvP content, that's one reason to go for him. All right, that's all I have for you guys. 10x coming this weekend. Totally gonna be skipping out on all my accounts, so no shard pool is being expected from me. I'll see you guys later in the evening for a Noob Pro update, or as more information drops today, I'll always give you an update. Hit that like for me in this video and also subscribe to this channel for more Raid Shadow Legends content. Later guys.